What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we are going to go into detail on this video. We're going to go into a lot of detail on signs that a guy is falling for you, that he's emotionally attached, that he is starting to really like you. And I know I have made videos on this before, and so has every other dating coach out there, but what's going to be different about this video is I'm not going to leave you with any confusion. I am going to go through the steps but the clear signs that a guy is interested in you. And even if you do see these signs, right, you're going to know, okay, now he's not interested, or okay, he is. Why? Because I'm going to give you context. A lot of dating coaches out there would just give you these signs without giving you context or a way of thinking about things correctly, or even the way that men think about this and why they do what they do. But at the end of this video, you're going to know whether he shows you these signs or not, if he actually likes you or not. Because this is going to sound kind of confusing, but even if he shows you these signs, it doesn't mean he likes you. You don't know if he's bullshitting you or not. You don't know if he's love bombing you. You don't know if he's playing you. You don't know if he's emotionally unavailable but likes you so he can't commit. I'm going to go through all that today. Okay, now if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I will love you forever. And if you want to get my course, Attraction Academy, link is down in the description. So jumping right into this, we're going to use Epic Pen today, ladies. We're going to talk about context, and I go into a lot of detail on this in my course. Get my course. So when I talk about context, I talk about the layering of things that layer, usually the things you guys do and the things you guys say. So it could be sex, it can be all the texting and talking you guys do, it could be the dates, the consistency. You get what I'm saying? The consistency, the how long you've been dating, long I guess, and how many dates you guys have been on, and things like that. Okay? Now, in the beginning, okay, so let me erase this. Okay, you got what context is. It is the layering. I might as well write it down right here. The layering of things, okay, these things right here, the layering of things that creates the seriousness, okay? The seriousness vibe of relationship, okay? Of what you two have. Okay, remember that. Now, with this being said, okay, the context is created. The context is layering. Here's the thing, ladies. Remember, in the beginning, okay? In the beginning, there is no cost, okay? Cost. There is no cost for assets. And why that? And why is that? Because there is no context created. So what does this really mean? If there's no cost for the assets, okay, and assets can be many things. Again, it could be sex. It can be the attention you give him. Okay, it can be ego boost. It can be anything physical. It can be just comfort, filling a void. It could be anything. Validation. It could be anything. What I am trying to explain, I guess I could just sum it up here, is to get these things, right? It doesn't really, there's no cost for it. Yes, his resources are a cost, but what I mean is cost in terms of liabilities, meaning the context isn't created yet. So he's not worried about leading you on. He's not worried about what you want. He's not worried about where it's going and things like that. He's just very caveman-like. Me want assets, me invest resources, okay? But what you got to understand, now here's where I think my course goes into really good detail on. I'm just going to kind of touch on it here, is that to get these assets, okay, at least over time, assets over time, okay, context. We're going to do this, and resources. okay, investing resources to get assets, okay, it must go through context, right? Context is naturally created by investing these resources over time. That's what women need to understand. Over time, okay? It just naturally creates. So let me give you an example. Hey, if we have sex once, okay. If we're having it a lot, it might create a different context. There might be emotions starting to develop. If I take you out on one date and then we have sex, that's one thing. If I'm consistently taking you out on dates, that changes the context. Now there might be more emotion involved because there's more time involved. There's more investment. Basically, I guess context also means investment. Okay, I guess that's not what it means, but they go hand in hand. Resources, okay, to get this, you got to invest to get that, okay? And that creates context. Does that all make sense? So there's the whole idea of context. Keep that in mind. In fact, actually, I'm going to write that over here so you keep this in mind right here. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is advantages. Okay? Advantages. Meaning best outcome for man. Okay, what best outcome for man? This is you can have advantages yourself, but we're talking about what's the best outcome for a guy. And this is where a lot of women get trapped. They wonder why the guy's not wanting a relationship, but at the end of the day, why would he? Why would he want one when it's more advantageous to be in the position he's in now? If you're having sex with him, which I'm not saying using sex as a bargaining chip. I'm not saying withhold sex. That does not work. Trust me. If you think you're going to get a relationship from a guy by withholding sex, that is not true. That is not true. That is not a thing. He was going to commit. If you do, he was going to commit anyway. If he doesn't, then he wasn't going to commit anyway, right? That's just how it is. That's just how it is. If you try to use sex as a bargaining chip, it's not going to work. Why? Because you're not the only one he can have sex with. He can have sex with many, 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 many women. Okay? Which kind of gets me to what I was just saying, which is he would commit if he likes you anyway. Why? Because he can get this from many women. But if he wants a relationship, it doesn't matter if he has sex with you day 1 or day 100. He's going to commit because he wants a relationship. He can get sex from anyone, but if he commits, or if he gets sex from you and he wants a relationship, he's going to commit to me. I'm just beating a dead horse here. Okay, you get what I'm saying. But anyway, what I'm trying to argue here, let me erase all this now. What I'm trying to argue here is, let me erase all that, is the fact that what is most advantageous for a guy? I guess these are guys who aren't sure. Okay, guys who are not sure, or guys who don't want a relationship, okay? Or they're not sure. They're not sure. Okay, so we got context involved. We already know context. The more I invest in you, the more it creates the context, but it's not there in the beginning. So I'm just going to hang out, have fun, and go after what I want because I'm very attracted to you. And again, me getting these assets builds, me wanting these assets builds context. Now, the context is built. Now he has to make a decision. Do I stay or do I go? He has to make a decision. Yes or no? Okay, yes or no? Yes or no to be with you. If he's one of these guys over here, you better start looking at advantages. What's most advantageous for him? If he's already hooking up, has you, knows, oh my God, my writing, knows you like him. And let's say you don't have options. Let's say you don't have other quality options. It could be 1,000 things, whatever. Okay, going back to what I said then. Advantages. If that's the case, everything I'm saying there, advantages. Why would he commit? Why commit? I always tell women, ask this question. What will he get committing to you, is that how you spell committing? I don't know. Committing to you that he isn't getting now. See, women, the thing is, you can only think of one thing with that. You can think, well, I can withhold sex. But like I said, don't do it. If you naturally want to have sex with a guy and you guys are liking it, sex is, I'm just going to touch on this real fast. Sex is a trust thing. Do it when you want. Do it when you feel right. Do it when you know you guys are feeling it in the moment and you really like the guy and you're not going to regret. Again, you trust he's not going to take advantage of the power. It's a trust thing. You're trusting this dude he's not going to take advantage of the power that you're about to give him. However, if you're going to use it as a bargaining chip, it does not work. There's going to be women in the comments I know who says, yes, it does. No, it doesn't. You just don't understand the situation or the context. You think it does because of the reaction you got from withholding sex from the guy. But it's not necessarily sex, okay? Trust me. If I don't... You don't take this the wrong way, ladies, but sex with you is nothing fucking special. It's not going to be the magic pill that makes a guy commit. Why? Because I can have it with anybody. Better women out there. No offense. There's better women out there. There's worse women out there. There's a hell of a lot worse, right? Even if you're a 10. Here's the thing, too. Even if you're a 10 and this dude is a 10, okay? If he's a 10 and he can attract you, he's probably a 10 himself, or a 9 at least, and he can attract another more 8, 9s, and 10s. So you have to remember you're going against numbers. Even if you're a 10 and you're the best in bed, if I'm a 10, I'd rather have 3 8s than 1 10. If I'm a guy who is not looking for a relationship. Again, this is for guys not looking for a relationship. Okay? That's what you got to understand. But if he is, he doesn't care if he gets 10 10s. Okay? He just wants 1 10. And that's you. So sex doesn't matter. Okay? But anyway, I'm getting off topic again. Jesus Christ. Erasing all this again. Okay. So I tell women that you have to look at it in terms of advantages. What's most advantageous for him? A lot of you wonder why he might treat you well, or why he might do this, or why he might do that, but he's still not committing. Or why you guys have been talking for 5 months and he's still not committing. Because you're talking to a guy who is either unsure, maybe he's unsure about you, he's unsure, doesn't know for sure. Again, he could be recently single. That's not how you spell recently. Single. He can be divorced, emotionally unavailable. It could be 1,000 things. And if it's any of these things, you got to immediately jump over here and think, why would he commit? He's in the best position he could possibly be in right now. He's talking to me and still single. And going back down to here, and then you ask that question, then you go down to this question. I guess we can do this. So this is the first question you ask, then you ask this one next. And you ask, what will we get out of committing to me that he's not getting right now? Probably nothing. In fact, he would actually be losing out, so this would be disadvantage. Because now he's taking himself off the market. He's taking himself off the market. For what? Right? For what? Not if he doesn't want a relationship. It doesn't matter. So women, when we talk about context and we talk about a guy and his advantages, keep this in mind with everything I'm about to say now, because we're about to go into the fact of signs that a guy likes you. These are for guys who want relationship, because a lot of you are going to have a guy do these things and you're going to wonder why he's not committing. It's because of everything I've talked about in the last however minutes from the beginning of this video up to this point right now. This is why. Because of context. Okay, maybe he was doing it all in the beginning, having fun, hanging out, because there was no consequence for his actions. There was no context created, so he didn't worry about things. And now that context is created, he's hesitant to comply or go along, or at least at the pace you guys were going, because if he feels that if I keep on complying, it's telling her I'm on the same page when I'm not. Therefore, he's acting different. And of course, it comes down to advantages and disadvantages. It's very advantageous to to keep talking to you and somebody else if he's not looking for a relationship. At the same time, going back to what I said originally, when it comes to cost, now he's thinking, is it advantageous to do what I'm doing, to get those assets? Sometimes it's not. And what I mean by that is, let's say I want to sleep with her, which is an asset, but I'm afraid of leading her on, so I don't know. Let me pull back, so that's a cost. Or I like her, but I can't keep doing long distance. He likes you because of the assets you offer, or he just likes you in general, but the long distance is a cost. Or it can be 1,000 things. You get what I'm saying. So if a guy is doing a lot of things in the beginning, is what I'm trying to say, and then all of a sudden it changes, it's because context is created, and now he's looking at things in terms of advantages and disadvantages. He's looking at it in terms of, hey, all that shit I was doing and all those things I wanted, that was great, but context is created now. Now it becomes a liability sometimes. It becomes a cost. Is it worth it? Then he weighs the pros and cons. So, beating that dead horse, clear all this out. Let's talk about the first thing over here, okay? And the first thing I have him all written over here is the transition. Transitions into more, or he wants to, okay? So, my whole philosophy with this, I don't care any other dating coach, I'm the one who's right. My philosophy with this is what I call defensive dating, okay? Is that a real thing? I have no idea. It's just what I say. So, defensive date, so if he wants a relationship, he has to transition into one. Because if you are a high value woman, you don't deal with, that's not even how you spell half these words, damn. You don't deal with bullshit. Okay? If he's going to pull all that bullshit we were just talking about, if you are a high value woman, you will leave. Why? Because you respect yourself, you respect your standards and boundaries, and you uphold your standards and boundaries. You know he's going to take advantage of you. You know that you've been down this road before, and you watched my videos and other people's videos or articles or experience from your past or your friends, or you have been through it, whatever. You know how it's going to turn out, not well. Like, you know all this. From hindsight, right? From experiencing before, you're not going to deal with it, okay? And you're going to come off as, whether you do or not, you have a lot of options that you are a woman to be respected. If that is the case, I say defensive dating because he has to now make the decision, okay? He has to make the decision, do I take her off the market or not? Do I need to step up and do something? Because and he should, if he wants a relationship, he should do it, because if I don't, she's walking away. So that's number one. It's a guy who transitions into something. He is not going to put himself in a position to lose you. He is not going to put himself in a position to lose you, ladies, if a guy truly wants a relationship. So actually, I should change this, but I say it all the damn time. He won't, that's not how you spell won't put himself in a position to lose you. Sorry, it's hard to write with this damn thing. I'm so sorry. I know you guys can't read half the shit I'm writing, right? And this could be many things. This could be him pulling away, taking you for granted, non-decisive. Okay, he's not making a decision, not investing. It could be 1,000 things. You get what I'm saying. He's not transitioning. Okay, that's number one. If a guy likes you, he won't put himself in a position to lose you, and he will actually transition. The second thing is he's investing heavily over time. Investing heavily over time. Now, the reason I say this is because let me give you a little chart here. If a guy's emotionally, if he's emotionally unavailable, I guess that's emotionally EU. If he's emotionally unavailable, it's going to go like this. This is going to go all the way down there. Even off the charts. Down here, off the charts. It's going to go off the charts. That's just what happens. Why? Now, pop quiz. Pop quiz. Why does that happen? Why does it? Okay, you should know this. Why does it happen? Context. Context. Right here, right here in the beginning was that fun stage I was talking about. There's no context created. But once it starts getting here, context is created, okay? Like, context is getting created right here. And then he has to make that decision. And he freaks himself out and it dives down. That's why, okay? So if you are talking to, obviously, an emotionally available guy, let's talk about this guy now, emotionally available guy who wants a relationship, right? We'll give a little check for who wants a relationship. It shouldn't look like that. It instead should look like this, right? It should be more like this, and it's going to dive off and kind of hover around here. Now, this dive off is because this is what I call the courtship. Courtship. Okay, so context is still being created here, yes, but he wants a relationship, so he's not just going to, and he's emotionally available, so that's not going to happen. This is not going to happen. But this is all courtship. He's going to court you. And to court someone, I have to prove myself. I have to invest a little more. I have to do this. I have to do that. But it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. So if a guy is blowing up your phone in the beginning and he's texting you a lot and then it dies off, but it's still respectable, like, hey, I like this. This is maintainable. I always say it dives into something that is sustainable, okay? Sustainable. It dives into something that is sustainable. And that's right here. That's this line. Oh, no, not that line. Right here. That's that, okay? So that's what healthiness, even if it goes like this, even if it goes down here and comes, okay, let me remember something. Man, even if it comes down here and goes right here, even if it goes down here and goes right here, that's good. That's still in the middle of the pack. I'm talking about a complete change, like, If it's down here, maybe he's not sure about you, but he likes you, right? But he wants to see where, but I'm talking about when the guy just drops off the chart, that's not good. But when it's right here, that's great. That happens. You know, another thing I want to talk about real fast is if it looks like this. You don't want to look like this. Oh, that's not the color. Let me go back. Well, how did I go back? You don't want to look that. You don't want to look like this either, right? You don't want to look anything like that. You don't want that. This is no-nos. Even if it looks like this, let me draw another one. Even if it looks like this. Even if it looks like and it's mostly up here, not good. This is because this, you have to start thinking logically now. This makes me feel, let me do a different color up in here. See, I'm all feeling myself right now, girls. I'm yelling. This makes me feel like he's wanting the advantage or the assets, and these are little warnings, or these are little like, not IOIs, I guess indicators of disinterest, I guess, IODs, that like kind of like lets you know, nah, girl, I'm not sure, but he still likes these assets, so he's maintaining all this up here, and just again, context, you got to remember this. If he's taking these big dives like off the chart, I guess I should have drawn them off the chart. If he took these big dives off the chart here, like, you got to remember, by him coming back and getting access to all of this here, it shows him you're not going anywhere, so why does he have to make the decision? You don't want any spikes, whether it's up or down. You want something consistent, is what I'm trying to say, ladies. So, number 2 is he's heavily investing in you over time. I always say, I guess I can sum it up like this. I always say, think of it as diabetes. Think of it as blood sugar. You don't want spikes. You don't want it to dive. You want to maintain it. He is diabetes. You don't want him to be diabetes. You'll get the beatus. You don't want the beatus. Trust me, ladies. And lastly, of course, right here is threading. Okay, I call this threading, or threading lives. Now, again, this is the whole reason I actually wanted to bring the context up in the beginning. And I wanted to bring the advantages up, okay? Because I know a lot of guys who are going to love bomb you, right? Love bomb. I know a lot of guys who are going to future talk your ass. I know a lot of guys who are going to talk about trips, who are going to introduce you to the family, and introduce family, which is all okay. Okay, sorry. Which is all okay if these things are okay, if these things are on your side, if the context shows that this guy is emotionally available and that he wants a relationship, okay, and that if the advantages of him doing these things are because he wants a relationship, okay, if he doesn't want a relationship, there's the only advantages of him doing this are the love making, girl. Love is in the air, right? Love, sex, basically is what I'm trying to say. So you have to take things into context. Why is he doing this? Okay, what's most? Here's the best way to put it, I guess. Okay, we're gonna take all these things right here. Here's the best way to put it, ladies. Okay, let me erase all this real fast. Where the hell's the damn eraser? Okay, threading. Okay, we're gonna talk about context and advantages. Okay, you gotta look at the context. Once you look at the context, meaning how he's coming off, or even just follow your guts, then you need to, this is the first question, this is the next question. Once you figure this first one out, then that you need to eventually go down, right here, you need to go back or down to this and start asking those questions we talked about earlier. What's in it for him? What's in it for him? Why is he doing this? You know, you get what I'm saying. You got to start playing detective. I talk about it a lot in my course. I highly suggest you get my course. That's not how you spell detective. Man, fuck. I have a degree in English, by the way, ladies. Fucking Christ. Can't spell and talk and at the same time. It's one of these things where you gotta go like this. I can't do it. But you get what I'm saying. Threading's great if he wants the relationship. That's what's more important. I wouldn't even focus on this. I guess I have to put this because I think it is an important thing. But it's only important if these things are, like, if it's in the right lens, in the right context. Because this could be used for evil too. This could be used for evil. Let me draw a little evil guy. This could be used for evil. This is usually my sister when I draw. This is my sister looks like. See right there. But my sister has two arms. You get what I'm saying, okay? Threading is great if the context and the advantages are in your favor. Because like I said, hey, it's great he's introducing you to family. It's great he's talking about, longevity and stuff like that. But is he bombarding you with it? Is it a little intense? This is all context I'm talking about right here. Is it a little intense? Is he bombarding you? Is it like a love bombing almost? Is the guy emotionally available? Do you know? Is the guy recently single? Is the guy cheated on? Or is the guy out of a divorce? Has the guy had a relationship in the last 3 years? If those things are not lining up, the context is not looking good, don't think you're the woman who can change him, start running, because I think what's most advantageous for him is he's doing these things because he's love bombing you to get what he wants. Then the context is created, then he's going to freak himself out and he's going to pull away. Okay? So that being said, ladies, hopefully this video has helped you. I know it's helped you. It's just if you watched the whole thing or not, and if I actually kept on track. So that being said, ladies, let me know in the comments if you like this, if you like this format. I love you all. Take care and peace. Wait, hold on. Not peace yet. I have to change the thing. Okay. Take care and peace.